It is Nita with LXV. Very excited to present the next wine. It is our secret, led with Cab. So it's Cab Merlot Petit Verdot. Why is it exciting? Because since it's led by Cab, it has always been by design an homage to the left bank of Bordeaux, but not only that, an homage to Margaux. Now it's interesting, depending upon the vintage, either we land closer to Margaux or we land closer to Pauillac. And that's the exciting thing about the secret every single year. We don't know until we are ready to taste the wine during release, not even during fermentation. So it's interesting, it's very exciting. Even while bottling, we think it's one wine, but after about 6 to 8 months in the bottle, it always changes, which is true for every wine in the world. So this is our secret. Why is it a secret? That's a different story for a different day, but it has something to do with Canal. This being an homage to Margaux, the idea is always to have Cab captured um, in the most beautiful, vulnerable way possible. And what a great opportunity for us to work with a vineyard in Paso that has gravel. As you know, the left bank of Bordeaux is blessed with gravel. Margaux is defined by it. And we have a vineyard in Paso that used to have a large creek, which over the years has dried up and has this exposed gravel bed where these vines have dug deeper and really given this Cab this beautiful lith poetry, such a poetic vocabulary to this wine. So this is our Cab Merlot Petit Verdot. Because it's a Cab from the gravel soils, there is a little bit of that rose petals, a flowery note to it, very akin to, as I was describing, the wines of Margaux. Now, the later vintage sometimes can be very much like Pauillac or somewhere in between. If it helps, my inspiration with this wine is Razon Segla, which is a second growth. So, kind of to just give you an idea where this wine usually lands. Cab will always give you cherry. Cab will always give you this beautiful red fruit, cassis. And the Petit Verdot gives a hint, just a hint of that deeper, darker fruit. So much, if I could compare it, so much akin to a Pinot Noir in the way it lands on your palate. Just very beautiful, very ethereal. Great beginning, middle, and end to this wine. Great acidity. Really very, very poetic. And I've probably used that word 3 times, but that's because I mean it's really, really beautiful. We actually were discussing poetry right before this about tell me not in pensive numbers, life is but an empty dream. It just came from somewhere. Because the soul is dead that slumbers and life is not what it seems. Wordsworth? Longfellow.
Yeah, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
Longfellow. Oh, same one long name for a poet. This is an exciting pairing. Okay, so I have to clear the air here. Much to the popular belief that we do Indian spice pairings, we do not. At LXV, every wine gets paired with flavors from around the world. They're inspired by our travels, those of Kunal and mine, and sometimes even our team. We had a team member who had traveled and had experienced hibiscus, and that's what we brought into Perfumed Garden, which became the namesake for this tasting kit. And so the flavors are really inspired by all the way from South of America to China to Japan to even Ireland. We have some dulce flakes. So the idea is that it's an homage to the wine and it's not Indian spices except for this one. This is butter chicken. Kunal is from the north of India. So this is butter chicken spice, very very soft, or I would say very elegant spices. Then there is some tomato powder and some milk powder, and there is sattu, which is toasted gram flour. So honestly, the spice in itself is like butter chicken without requiring chicken or any other protein. So let's give this a try. Looks uncouth, but that's the best way to do it. Oh, the warmth of the spices just raises up. So this is a fun one for me. Um, when you have a wine like this, you would say, "Oh, it's such a beautiful, polite wine that you wouldn't want to push it with something warm like this." You wouldn't want to pair a wine like this with an Indian spice or dish, but I think it really pairs beautifully. We just did an event at the Yosemite at the historic Avani, and the chef there did braised short ribs, and he used the spice as the glaze and paired it with this one, and it was absolutely fantastic. So, what a great pairing! To me, this pairing is very simpatico. It is very much hand in hand, and that really enhances the wine and enhances the flavors of the spices as well. Next time you're having butter chicken, reach out for a bottle of LXV, even the Reserve Cab or the Secret. If it's not LXV, it could be any wine that's beautiful, that's poetic, that'll do justice to that butter chicken. Do not do the sweet Riesling or the sweet Gewürztraminer, please. That is so 2008. All right, see you on the next video where we talk more wine and spice with Nita at LXV. Ciao.